Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. It's absolutely gorgeous outside. I think it's probably like over 10 degrees Celsius. I haven't checked, but it's beautiful. And I wanted to introduce you to some of our newest additions. So you might have noticed from the little beginning montage, but we bought 3 new goats yesterday. So I want to introduce them to you. First up is Hurricane. He's a purebred Nigerian dwarf goat buck, and he's a beautiful buckskin with a lot of white. And you guys are going to see there that he has a bit of blood on his head there. Somehow he popped off the horn part of his scur, like the outer layer, and I don't know how he managed to do that. So in goats, when you disbud, if you have a buck and he's not disbudded, I don't want to say incorrectly, but not for like long enough, or that they're disbudded too late when they're kids, sometimes they'll develop horn growth, which isn't really attached to the skull, but it's still there, and sometimes it can be a pain in the butt. However, Hurricane has a scur, and I know Sinbad has a scur as well. And then we've got Cowboy in there as well. So somehow Hurricane got caught somewhere and, I don't know, took off a little piece of that scur, I guess. I've checked the pen, I've checked the other 2, and I can't seem to find anything anywhere. I think he might have been rubbing on this open bit of wire here. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting to come back to see that, because he didn't have that yesterday. We didn't buy him like that, so this is definitely just happened here. And I can't seem to find any blood anywhere, so I don't know what he did. But he's eating and he's drinking, and if I need to, I will give him some pain medication, but he looks okay, so we'll just let that dry up and work itself out. But yeah, it's not bleeding as much as it could, so he looks okay. Just looks a little frightening when you look at it. But yeah, you can see him eating. He doesn't look too upset. So, he'll be okay. Right, Cowboy? Yeah, there was just this opportunity that came up. I follow a bunch of different purebred Nigerian dwarf goat groups on Facebook, and I follow a bunch of different breeders. And this breeder, she posted a few does for sale and 2 bucks, and I saw that this was one of the bucks. He is absolutely gorgeous. He's got lines that we don't have yet that are really good, so we're really excited to see what he can do for our herd. And then our 2 does are 2 blue-eyed Nigerian dwarf goat ladies. So this is Harissa. She is a 5-year-old doe, and she is bred to a buck, a blue-eyed buck named Jasper, who comes from some really good milking lines. She's chamisé in color, and she's actually giraffe polled. So you've got polled like Rhea over there, and she doesn't have any nubbins of any sort. But Harissa here has 2 little nubbins right there, and she likes it if I scratch them there. And she's also got wattles. So I'm very, very happy with this purchase. She's absolutely gorgeous, and she's so friendly. I'm very happy to have her here. Those blue eyes are just absolutely stunning. When I saw that she was available, I had to jump on the opportunity to get her home. And then my mom actually bought this one, and that is Fern. She's also a very friendly little lady, and she's also got blue eyes. And Harissa's going on an adventure. They're still a little nervous because they only got here yesterday. Here we have Fern. She's a buckskin in color, and she's also very friendly, and she's also bred. And she's a very pretty lady. She's got some moon spots. So we're very happy with these two new additions. And awesomely enough, Fern is bred to a different buck than Harissa. So there are a lot of new bloodlines at play here that we're really very excited to have. And just, you know, we're trying to better our herd, and this was an opportunity that we couldn't really pass up. So I want to thank Audric for being so attentive at making sure that these goats are going to go to a good home. And thank you to Wild Prairie Homestead for offering some really beautiful goats for sale. We're very thankful that we were able to get some new genetics into the herd, so we're excited to see what they're going to do. So this family of goats is kind of the reason why I've been a little busy this past week, because for those of you that remember, we're 3 in this pen, 3 babies. Hi, Flicka. So that's Flicka and Hidalgo and their mother Rhea. And there was a 3rd one in this group, and her name is Pilgrim. So last week Monday, I walked in here because I'd pulled Rhea because I wanted to do a milk hold to see what her udder looked like, to be able to milk her out, to get some goat's milk for the little runt from Ginger. And I walked in here and she was laying completely flat right here. Her head was facing that way. And she was cold. She was barely breathing. Oh man, she was doing that weird mouth thing that animals do when they die, like open and closing really slowly. So I thought she was going to be a goner for sure. However, they're not dead till they're warm and dead. So after a hysterical crying fit, because I got freaked out, I wasn't expecting to walk into that situation, I was able to get her into a warm bath, and then we put her in a warming box so essentially I put her in a waterproof Ziploc baggie with her head sticking out in a bath of warm water to bring up her core temperature. And then I put her in a warming box with a hairdryer pointed inside so that we could raise up her core temperature. I tube fed her. And during this whole thing, I want to say a big thank you to my mom, because she was helping me and kind of keeping me a little bit rational. So that's very appreciated, Mom. And then after that, I gave her some medication and kind of was like, all right, if she wants to live, she'll be alive in the morning, and if she doesn't, then I did my absolute best to save this little goat. So the next morning I walk in, I was 100% assuming that she was going to be dead, but I walked in and she was alive, amazingly enough. So happy tears again after that. So yeah, that morning she was alive. I was kind of feeding her, and then the next day she was actually down again, so I had to tube feed her again, and that situation was completely my fault because I let her go too long between feedings, so she didn't have enough in her body to keep her going. So luckily I was able to bring her back again. So ever since then, so like Tuesday night I took her home, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today is Tuesday. She's been coming with me back and forth to the farm whenever it's kind of convenient so that I can keep feeding her every few hours. So that meant waking up like every 3 hours during the night to make sure that she had some food. And it's been a little bit of a struggle because she just refuses to learn how to drink from the bottle because she is 5 weeks old. So I've got a little stinker trying to chew on my clothes here. So yeah, that meant waking up every so often, and that was honestly pretty tiring because I like my sleep. However, she is doing a lot better now. She's still at my house so that I can take care of her during the day, and she's at the farm whenever I'm at the farm all day. So yeah, a little miracle from Pilgrim. I really didn't think she was gonna make it, and she did. Goats are tougher than they look. So that was an insane journey to go on, but 100% the only reason why that little goat is alive is because of the amount of videos I've binge watched from Sandy Brock. She has situations like that occur once in a while when she's lambing during the winter. So I'm assuming that all of you watch her channel, but if you don't, go watch Sandy Brock on YouTube at Sheepishly Me, because you can learn a lot of great things from her. She's very transparent and honest about what happens on her sheep farm. I learned like the warming bath, the warm box, and all of those tricks to be able to bring back a goat that's gone down from cold, or a lamb in her case. So I learned all of that from her. So that's the reason why Pilgrim is alive. And I'm very thankful that content creators like that exist, because if they didn't, I don't think I would have known what to do in that situation, and I definitely would have lost her. So it's been a wild ride. And here we have the mama Cupid with her baby boy Caballero. He is so unbelievably sweet. And Maple still has not had her babies. Her ligaments are consistently softening though, and she's starting to hollow out on her belly top line area, so that's good. I still haven't seen an udder pop. So at this point, I don't know when she's gonna have her babies. I'm hoping sometime this week, but she's keeping us guessing. And then Ginger is doing well as well. And we've decided to name the babies Musketeer, that's the doeling, and Arrow, that's the little buckling. And then the little runt that was born out of this litter, we've decided to name her Sprout. My mom came up with the name. She found it somewhere on the internet, and it just suits the little goat so well. So cue iPhone footage of this little goat, because she's living in the house. She's bottle trained. She's super funny and so sweet. Everybody's in love with that little girl. So enjoy this montage of her living in my mom's house. So I think that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. It's all about the goats again. But there's been a lot happening on the goat side of things, so yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And if you did enjoy it, share it with a friend. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.